Ladies and gentlemen, today I'm going to be going over 6 fragrances that are going to be perfect for the hotter weather. I have a couple of niche, I have a few designers on the list. If you want to find out about these fragrances, my fellow frag heads, stay tuned. What is good, YouTube? Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to my channel. My name is Mikey Cologne, and thank you very much for tuning in today. Thank you to all my subscribers. I appreciate every single one of you, and if you're new here and you're stopping by for the first time and you do enjoy my content, hit that subscribe button. It is completely free. It doesn't cost you no money. Always press the bell because it will notify you when I drop a review at a later date. That is right, I've got 6 great fragrances to go through. But first off, if you're interested in any fragrances from the House of Unique Luxury, go over to their website. Once you've put whatever you want in the cart, use the promo code Mikey-Kute23. That will give you 15% off of your order. And if you're in the UK and you're after any samples, check out Small Aromas. Right, I'm going to get going. First off, I'm going to start with a new release from 2024. It is Acqua di Gio Profondo Parfum. I think this thing smells very nice. It is pleasant, but this is fresh, but at the same time it kind of has this underlining warmth to it. I will get into it. Not bad atomizers. You do get a metal cap. You do get a magnetic cap with this one. I was about to say you get a metal cap. Is it metal? I think so, but light metal. Right, anyway, you got marine notes, bergamot, lemon essence, idiome, everlasting essence, violet leaf, lavender, cistus absolute, resinous, vetiver essence, and woody mineral accord. Now, this opens up fresh. It does open up citrusy. It opens up sweet. It opens up aquatic. You get that mineral quality straight away. But after a couple of minutes, that sweetness starts, at first it comes across like citrusy sweet. But after a couple of minutes, the fragrance starts to warm up ever so slightly. And then that sweetness starts to thicken a little bit. Dries down a little bit more, you get woodsy tones, or you get a woodsy undertone that comes through. You do get earthy facets in this fragrance, but you also get an ambery, balsamic quality when this starts drying down. That citrus top fizzles out. The freshness stays, but it's more like a warm freshness because you've got this ambery tone that is warming the fragrance up. And the longer this sits on my skin, the woodsier it gets, the earthier it gets, the warmer it gets, but it always keeps that mineral quality. And in the late dry down, that is still there, but it is sitting in the back. And I wouldn't say this is a full-on resinous balsamic fragrance. No, but it has an ambery tone to it, along with that mineral aquatic quality, plus a little bit of saltiness. There is a little bit of funk to this fragrance. After a few minutes, I start getting this very salty, seaweedy, kind of bitter quality to the fragrance, and it comes off a little bit funky on my skin. I do not find it off-putting at all, but there is definitely something funky to this fragrance. This also has a dusty, musky side to it, especially the longer this sits, the dustier and muskier it gets. But anyway, this deserves to be on the list. I would use this. This would be great for spring. And when it comes to hotter days, I would use it as evening wear. Like if you're going out, say if you've got a nice short sleeved shirt on and you're going out for a few drinks or a meal with friends, family, put this on of an evening. It's going to smell great. It projects quite well. But anyway, that is Acqua di Gio Profondo Parfum. It is a nice fragrance. There's no doubt about it. Up next, we have one of Terence Hughes' new releases. This is Blue Fever. if you haven't tried this, or if you have tried this, you know that this is a great release. It is the perfect time of year, spring, early summer. He does have another new release coming out at the end of this month, and he has held the name back of that new release. Do you have any guesses? What do you think his new release is going to be called? I haven't got a clue. But anyway, today we are talking about Blue Fever. This opens up juicy, sweet, a little bit pulpy. You got lemon, mandarin. Oh, let me just show you the top of the cap quickly. And these are magnetic caps. And the atomizers, look at this. Look how much juice that gives out. Pressurized. Man, this is good. You got lemon, mandarin, bergamot, amber, grapefruit, green apple, lily of the valley, sea notes, oak moss, sandalwood, vetiver, patchouli, elemi resin, and peppermint. Now, like I've said, juicy, citrusy, fresh, vibrant, very clean. Once this starts to dry down, you do get a little bit of a fruity twist that comes in, which is blending in with the citruses. But while all this is going on, it's starting to get a woodsy, earthy backbone to it. As this starts to dry down more and more, the lily of the valley, I think, here helps smooth out the fragrance, and it supplies some sweetness in. You've got the oak moss, which is helping create that earthy tone, along with the vetiver, the peppermint, the elemi resin. Now, the peppermint is bringing in a little bit of a green quality, and it is help keeping the fragrance fresh. The elemi resin here adds a little bit of spice, plus it helps carry that citrusy quality through to the dry down. Plus that elemi resin mixing in with that amber kind of just adds a little bit of warmth into the fragrance, whilst again keeping the fresh side. Because this is citrusy near on all the way through. It opens up like an explosion of citruses, with a rindy, slightly pulpy grapefruit. But the longer this sits, that fresh side stays, plus you have the sea notes in this fragrance, which does give off a little bit of a marine quality without the saltiness. I think this is a solid fragrance. It is very versatile, woodsy, earthy, citrusy, a touch fruity, fresh, clean, vibrant. There's nothing to dislike about it. Longevity, 7 to 8 hours, solid 7 to 8 hours. It projects well for the first hour and a half. If you do overspray it a little bit, this thing pushes and pushes and pushes. You can wear it to the gym. You can wear it in a white t-shirt. You can wear it dressed up. If you're going to go and wear it to the office, just do a couple of sprays if you're indoors, because it does push well. But anyway, that is Blue Fever. Oh, and it does have a musky edge to it, definitely. This fragrance that I'm going to talk about now is coming from a brand called Tio Cabanel, and the fragrance is called Deja Vu. Right, fellas, you're going to see the pink cap and you're going to think, yeah, this fragrance is for women. It does lean on the feminine side, but I've worn this a few times and I've had no problems wearing this at all. And when the heat hits this, it jumps off your skin. It has an airy nature to it, but the heat seems to thicken the fragrance a little bit and make it last a little bit longer. Let me just... This is good. This is good. When I first tried this, I thought, I'm not too sure about this, but the more I've worn it, I'm like, yeah, this is actually a really good fragrance. You've got bubblegum, citron, raspberry, iris, jasmine sambac, orange blossom, faux leather accord, and white musk. I'm going to tell you straight off the bat, I do not get anything leathery in this fragrance. How does it open up? It opens up smelling like pink bubblegum. That is what you get. But with this, it has a floral side to it. It has a touch of freshness coming from the citrus. So it has a light citrusy touch. But what overshadows that citrusy quality is the raspberry. Now, the way the raspberry mixes in with that bubblegum accord gives this a fruity, bubbly, or a fruity bubblegum nature, and it smells great. It really does. The longer this dries down, the iris comes through. Now, the iris here is not lipsticky, it is powdery, because this fragrance goes quite powdery and musky on my skin. The jasmine sambac and the orange blossom do give this a white floral side, So fellas, if you do not like your floral fragrances, then I would say stay away from this. And then as it settles in, I get a little bit of a woodsy undertone that comes through. That bubblegum quality always stays the life of the fragrance. And after that, the fragrance is quite linear. Because of that raspberry and the bubblegum and the citron, this is a playful, fun fragrance, and it is unusual. Some people might not want to walk around smelling like bubblegum, but there is more to it than that. It's powdery, it has a floral side to it. I just think you can make this your signature scent through spring and summer. This is office safe, this is gym safe, this is running chores safe, this is going out for drinks safe. It's a versatile fragrance which is unusual and it smells nice. But if you haven't tried this, try and get yourself a sample. If you like the sound of bubblegum, raspberry bubblegum, you're going to enjoy this fragrance. But anyway, that is Deja Vu from T.O. Cabanel. This is 30ml and these are Eau de Parfum. They do 30, 50 and 100 ml. Fellas, this is one for you. This is coming from the house of Narciso Rodriguez. This is for him, Blue Noir Eau de Parfum. This is the 150ml bottle. This thing is a stamp. I love the way this thing smells. I really do. If you're looking for an all year round fragrance that is versatile, that you can wear dressed up, dressed down, give this fragrance a go. But you have to enjoy musk to enjoy this fragrance, because it is one of them fragrances that you get musk straight away. I'll get into it. You've got nutmeg, cardamom, musk, blue atlas cedar, vetiver, amber and ebony wood. Now, how does this open up? It opens up fresh, it opens up spicy, it opens up aromatic. But with this, I do get a citrusy quality from this fragrance. I think there is bergamot in this, because the reason why I say bergamot, lemon can give off a little bit of a twang sometimes, and I do not get that from this fragrance. So I think there's bergamot in here, but it's not listed in the note breakdown. Now, with all this going on, as it settles after a couple of minutes, you get the vetiver. And this is when the musk really starts to dial up a little bit. The longer this sits, the woodsier it gets, the muskier it gets, so it does sit musk heavy. And the fragrance, it always keeps a fresh side to the fragrance. The amber pushes in a little bit of sweetness, but only lightly. Like, this is not even a semi-sweet fragrance, but you do get a little bit of sweetness in or thrown into the mix. But in the end, this is all about vetiver, this is all about musk, and I do get a very soft, earthy quality on my skin in the late dry down, and that is this fragrance in a nutshell. It's not overly complex. You don't have to think about this fragrance. Like I've said, if you want something that is easy going, easy to wear, dumb reach, you don't have to overthink it, and you say if you're going out for a few drinks and you want to smell good, you can wear this. You're going to the gym, wear this. You work in an office, wear this. You're fresh out the shower and you're running chores, wear this. You can wear this wherever you want. That's one of the reasons why I put it on this list, because I always like to think of everybody. And the price, like, this is an inexpensive fragrance. Like, I think you can pick up 100ml for about 50 or 60 pounds. It is worth that money all day long. So I always try and think of cost, always try and think of versatility. Sometimes I think of unisex fragrances, or a fragrance that leans more on the feminine side, just in case a lady is watching this channel. So I always try and think of everybody. A little bit lower in cost, a little bit higher in cost, unisex, masculine. But anyway, if you're looking for versatility, this fragrance will do it for you. Not overly complicated fragrance. Fresh, woodsy, musky, a little bit earthy, aromatic, spicy. That is what you're going to get with the Eau de Parfum. And the longevity, 7 hours, so moderate. Projection, it does push well for the first 45 minutes. And then it does rain in a little bit, but you always got a nice scent bubble up until about the 2.5, 3 hour mark. Then it rains in a little bit more and it sits as a good skin scent. But anyway, check it out. I think I only paid about £90 to £100 for a 150ml bottle. Up next, we have a fun, playful fragrance from the house of Carolina Herrera. This is Bad Boy Cobalt Eau de Parfum Electrique. This is the 50ml bottle. I only got this a little while ago, and look, I've put a good dent in this fragrance already. And I tell you what, this is such an easy fragrance to wear. Likeable, mass appeal. I love the way this stuff smells. It reminds me a little bit of Paco Rabanne, the Invictus line. It's got a little bit of that, I would say, bubblegummy sweetness to it. Right, you got lavender, pink pepper, black plum, geranium, cedarwood, truffle, oak and vetiver. Quite a lot of woodsy notes, and this does sit woods heavy. But first off, it opens up with a nice dose of sweetness, a little bit of a fresh quality. It is fruity, and that is what gives this fragrance that playful side, is that plum. Like straight out the gate, I get it, but in the back, it's sitting at first. And then after a few minutes, when it starts to dry down, that is when the plum really starts to step forward. And what that does is, as well, it kind of warms this up a little bit. But you've also got a fresh side coming from the citrus. There is no citruses listed in this fragrance, but this definitely has something citrusy in it. The longer this sits, like I say, then you start getting the woods. Then the truffle comes through. Now, I do get a light earthy quality from this fragrance. You've also got vetiver in this fragrance as well, so it could be that truffle mixing in with the vetiver, which is creating this earthy undertone. But also with this, I do get a soft bit of spice, and there is definitely like that lavender as well. That pushes through. Like at first you get it, but along with the plum, that lavender comes out, or the lavender gives this a strong aromatic backbone. Like you smell the plum, you get light bits of the truffle, the vetiver, the woods, the musk, but the aromatics overshadows everything, or it creates a base for everything. So you've got the aromatics, and then the rest of the notes are filling in the gaps, if that makes sense. And that is what I get with this fragrance. It's 6 to 7 hours of longevity. If you're going out for drinks, if you're going out for a little bit of fun, you're going to a party, you can rock this fragrance. It's a mass appeal monster. It really is. It's a compliment getter. I think if you wear fragrances like this, you will garner compliments, no doubt about it. But anyway, that is Bad Boy Cobalt Eau de Parfum Electrique. Now I'm finishing off the list with an inexpensive cheapie. I paid £35 for this fragrance, 100ml, when it first came out, which I think was the beginning of this year. This is Lacoste L1212 Blanche Eau Intense EDT. That is a long ass name. Another mass appeal fragrance, easy to wear. This is like a gym bag fragrance or office fragrance. Oh man, this is good. You've got cardamom, mandarin, lavender, sage, white leather, sandalwood and vetiver. This is what it says on the tin. It opens up fresh, spicy, citrusy, but that mandarin pops up top, which gives this a juicy, fruity, citrusy quality. But with this, you're getting herbal tones from the sage, the lavender. Now, at first, the lavender and sage are kind of neck and neck, but the longer this dries down, on my skin anyway, the lavender oversteps that sage. So the herbal tone is coming from the sage, but then you get the aroma of lavender. So these two create that aromatic quality. Dries down, then you start getting a soft woodsy undertone, a little bit of musk thrown in the mix, a little bit of sweetness. The fragrance stays fresh all the way through. It gets more woods heavy as it does dry down. That is Lacoste L1212 Eau Blanche or Blanche Eau Intense EDT in a nutshell. And again, that is a ridiculous big ass name. What is going on with people naming these fragrances like this? Why not just call it L12, or why not just call it L1.2 Blanche Eau Intense? Why L.12.12? It's getting ridiculous. So if you're looking for an inexpensive fragrance and you're on a budget, try this. You will not be disappointed. If you like woodsy, aromatic, fresh, spicy, herbal fragrances, You're going to enjoy this. There is no doubt about it. And it is so easy to wear. It's not the best of qualities. I'm not going to stand here or sit here and go, yeah, it's the best quality fragrance ever. No, but there's nothing off-putting or screechy about it either. So £35 for 100ml, I think it's worth that all day long. If I paid £50 for this, I wouldn't be gutted. I wouldn't be thinking, that's a £25 fragrance. No, the quality is there, especially for what you paid for. But anyway, I'm going to say it again. That is Lacoste L1212 Blanche Eau Intense EDT. Right, ladies and gentlemen, that is 6 fragrances that you can wear on hotter days, on cooler days. You can make these your signature scents. You can wear these all year round, most of them. Some of them are fun and playful. None of them are too serious. But anyway, I'd love to hear your thoughts if you've tried any of these. Which ones do you own? Are you interested in any of these? If you want to know anything else, if I missed anything out, I always try and think of everything. But sometimes I do get excited. Drop a comment down below and I'll get back to you. Remember, smelling good's always a pleasure and never a chore. And I will see you lot on the next one. Cheers.